So we already know that a corporation, that is a company, is an artificial legal person and not a natural one as humans are. And yet, for most purposes, there is no distinction between a corporation and a real person, that is a human being, in most aspects. Which means that a corporation is permitted to do most things that a human individual is permitted to do. Well, I purposely said most things and not everything. Why? Because if you think about it, that indeed a company can do most things that a human individual is permitted to do, but that's only restricted in terms of business. That is, a company can do most things that humans can do in terms of business, but that's not true in other aspects. So for example, cannot participate in voting, and of course a corporation can also not get married and have children. But of course, in business terms, humans and corporations are considered to be equal. However, are corporations really equal to human beings in business terms? Well, no, they're not. Why? Because if you recall, a sole trader does not have perpetual succession, that is, a sole trader does not enjoy the advantage of a perpetual lifespan, and on the other hand, corporations can have an unlimited lifespan, and this is one obvious advantage over real people. However, other than these similarities and differences, for most purposes, in most aspects, a corporate person, that is, a corporation, is considered to be the same as a real individual human being. So for instance, a company can hold shares in another company just as a natural person can, and of course, just as an individual human being can solely own an entire company, that is, be the sole shareholder in a company, similarly, it is possible that one company can own another company. So for instance, if a parent company owns all of the shares in a subsidiary company, which we term as a wholly owned subsidiary, so yes, one company can solely own another company, that is, one company can be the sole owner in another company. And one last point of comparison is that just as legal precedents are applied to cases involving real human beings, courts have regularly used precedents that relate to real people in cases that actually relate to corporations or companies. So in short, corporations and companies are people too, and for most purposes there is no distinction between a corporation and a real person.